And this is, I think, something that every Christian does, and every Christian kind of asks is, do we only listen to gospel music, or should we only listen to gospel music? I'm going to try to make this short and sweet because this is such it's not really complex, but we make it complex. There are many scriptures that talk about just, becoming a new creature, and you are a new creature in Christ, and how God's doing a good work in us, and He's going to finish it. And one of the things that it's one of my favorite scriptures, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, and then you will know God's will for you, which is good, pleasing, and perfect. It's just so many scriptures that talk about this. Even scriptures about, what seems to be right but doesn't profit me, and stuff like that. Like things that these things. I'm gonna put it like this: you become what you worship. When you're singing gospel songs, in a sense, you're worshiping God. And when you sing along, rap along, or whatever the song is, you worship whatever that is. You say that, that's a little stretch. And let me remind you. You ever find that when you're listening to a song, you become the song? You ever listen to a song and be like, yo, that song put me in this mood, or that song made me want to go do this, that song initiated that. And it's like, you'll say, but I don't even listen to no crazy songs and stuff like that. And I'm actually going to talk about that. But before we do, I want to stay on just simply worldly music. These things trigger desires. These things trigger mindsets. These things trigger so much stuff about us that, again, at its root, doesn't glorify God, or will lead us to things that don't glorify God. Another example is, if you're about to go through something sinful, or that's something that doesn't glorify God, would you listen to a gospel song? No. But you would listen to something that, in a sense, would make you feel more comfortable about what you're getting ready to do. Well, if that's not anybody, that's me. Whenever I was in a place of disobedience, I would never listen to a gospel song. That's the last thing I want to listen to. Why? Because that would trigger me to want to serve God, or that would remind me of what I'm really not supposed to be doing. That would remind me of where I used to be, or just, again, it's almost like a spit in the face to God. Because of my sin, when I hold the mirror up of my sin, I'm not listening to a gospel song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but why though? Because these things initiate other things. When I worship God, it feeds my spirit. When I worship the world, it feeds my flesh. And whatever you feed, that's the direction you will go. So if I feed my spirit with worship, I'm dying at my flesh, right? And that's the goal, that we want to die at our flesh. We don't want to entertain our fleshly desires. And if God is saying become a new creature and leave your old sinful nature behind, I think that worldly music fits in that description. The old Adam loved all that music, right? We love all that music. We love the music. We love the world. We love all the things that the world came with. But as we grow closer to God, we realize those things aren't good for us. Those things aren't beneficial for us. Those things aren't profitable for us. Those things don't glorify God. So just simply that alone, we have to realize that thing has to go. Those lyrics that I'm repeating do not glorify my King. There's some lyrics that may even literally go against God. We just sing along. And it's like, if our mission and if our goal is to love God and glorify God, worldly music doesn't fit in that description. And you become what you worship. So, I want to worship God. I want to make that my main mission. And it's crazy because we always add this huge description to things instead of just stay at the root of it. As you continue to pursue after God, your appetite for worldliness goes away. There was a place in my life years ago where God said, son, no more worldliness. And then he followed with, spend time with me. And what I found with that was, if I continue to spend time with God, my worldliness will go away. As in, the appetite for my worldliness will deplete. You become what you worship. If I worship God, if I spend time with God, I will begin to reflect him. I will begin to love him more. I will become like him more. I will begin to do his will. My mind will be renewed. My mind will be transformed. And it's in that my worldly desires will go away. My appetite for sin will go away. But whatever you feed the most, you will go. If I feed my spirit, I'll go up and I will be doing his will. But if I feed my flesh, I will continue to entertain my desires that are killing me, destroying me. And in a sense, again, at its root, I will not be glorifying God. So I would say glorify God, spend time with God, and then see where worldliness fits, as in worldly music. See where that fits. And like I said, in my walk, worldly music doesn't fit. that's not going to be the thing I turn on, because I'm just in a place where I only want to glorify God and I want to build my spirit. And I kind of always thought about, like, you know what, I have no room to do anything else but thank him. Any chance I get, I just want to glorify God. Like, I'm waiting for a chance to worship him, and not just simply with obedience, because worship is obedience, but with a sound. Right now, I want to just thank you for being so good. Like, you've only given me reasons to thank you. And oftentimes, when you listen to certain songs, you know how they bring you back to memories of the past? Those past experiences, I do not want to think about right now. I just want to think about him, and I do that best by worshiping him. So that's my answer to that.